Every time you feel like there is a problem in a relationship, regardless of whether you're married in a church or not, if you see it is getting toxic, walk out and seek for support. That's what we tell our any issues as a neighbor. You see like there is, a fight in the home. Report its form because the perpetrators of femicide are people who are known to the victim. These are intimate partners. These are people, within the family setup. So it becomes complex in all its forms and causes. So I cannot say national gender can handle it alone. It needs a multi-sectorial approach. It is something that starts with me and you and everybody in the space, from reporting suspicious activities, from walking out of a relationship when you feel like the relationship is becoming toxic. So it's a responsibility that is based on everybody, including the victim and the perpetrator. Having said that, as national gender, we have always advocated and we have always voiced. If you follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, on television, every time an incident of femicide or gender-based violence occurs, Ngec is the first to issue, express statement, to condemn and to demand. I'll give you an example of the Wajir incidents, of the lady from Kisii. We followed those cases. For Wajir, I personally went there. I witnessed the perpetrator taken to court. I issued a press statement from the court. We demanded, because the girl was hurriedly buried so that there was no evidence, because there was no postmortem. So I, as the chair, and together with my team, we led a demand to have the body exhumed. And I'm glad to report, and I'm happy even Standard highlighted the story, that as we are standing here, the chief pathologist, together with a private pathologist, are in Wajir, exhuming the body and undertaking a postmortem. So we are pushing, and we are pushing for all the cases of GBV in all its form. Not only femicide. Of course, femicide is complex, as I said. It's committed by people known to the victims. So we urge the victims, every time you feel like there is a problem in a relationship, regardless of whether you're married in a church or not, if you see it is getting toxic, walk out and seek for support. That's what we tell our any issues as a neighbor. You see like there is, a fight in the home. Report. We all have a responsibility as a community to be each other's, brother, each other's gatekeeper. The male, gender, who feel like probably they are not getting a lot of attention. Who are the perpetrators? And for us, our focus is now education, more grassroots engagement, so that people can understand, their rights of even where to report. So for us, as national gender, that's what we are doing. For me, I don't agree with the notion that girls are killed because of money. Girls are killed for many things. We have a feeling that probably the male or the perpetrators feel like the women gender are more empowered. Girls are seen to be rising in education. They are seen to be rising in their career. Could it be, the issue of ego, or people feeling like suffering from inferiority complex? I can equate it to many things, but definitely I cannot commercialize, the relationship to say that it's money driven. No.
And maybe lastly, are the engagements targeted? Are you going to specific counties which maybe could be having a surge in the rate of gender-based violence, or you'll be visiting every county across the country?
Yeah, we have been visiting several countries. Before we visited 2 months ago 5 counties. We have planned to visit some other, maybe 5, 6 within this month. And there are varying data in as far as gender-based violence is concerned. For example, in a county like Kiambu or Muranga, people don't imagine that there is a escalating cases of FGM. We got to know when we went there. You know, there is a religious sect that is coming up that is circumcising women by force. You know, you go to a county like Nairobi, the cases of FGM is femicide is so much on the rise. You know, most of the femicide are said to be happening within areas of Nairobi and environment. If you go to Kisumu, it's different. If you go to Kitui, it's different. It has different form. You have a county like ours where there is a silence, you know, reporting of gender-based violence. So it needs a lot of, you know, synergy, thinking through, and that's why we are seeking collaboration with the county governments, the representation of the national government, for example, like the county commissioner and his team, the state and non-state actors. Isiolo, we have a very vibrant human right. And for us, we feel so proud, you know, that every report we are getting from Isiolo is positive. So all I'm urging for us is now to get to grassroots and get people out to report these violences against women. National gender is not only about women. National gender is about both men and women. Therefore, all the special interest group I mentioned, the women, the youth, persons with disability, the elderly, the minority and marginalized, have men and women in it. So as one of intervention to address the question, and I'm glad it was raised even in the meeting, and I'm glad we have a deputy governor who is a champion for male child. The commission is now starting to focus on male engagement because we have realized there is a serious need to engage the male child because they feel they are left out, that the country or the world has concentrated so much in empowering women that the boy child feel they are left out. Again, there is a segment of men who feel they are left out, and as a national gender, we also tend to agree with them. And this is the men between the age of 36 going to 60. These are men who are past the youth age, and they are not yet in the elderly category. So there is no specific intervention. And these are the active men, I call it, because it are the fathers of teenage boys. And these are people who do not have the youth fund, the women fund to benefit from. So it is a conversation as a national gender we are having, and we are looking forward to doing an advisory so that then the government can establish a fund that will support, or an intervention that will speak directly to that segment. Any case touching on the rights of this group can come to us, especially if someone in this category feel like they are discriminated, you know, in terms of job opportunities, in terms of any inclusivity issue. We don't prosecute, we don't have that powers. We have a quasi-judiciary powers. Once the case comes to us, we will listen. We are allowed to do an ADR, alternative dispute resolution mechanism, as a commission. What we feel like we cannot handle, then we have an opportunity to pass it over to the courts, and we provide legal aids. Sometimes our lawyers will join in this case. For example, like when Kawera Mwangaza was impeached, we participated in that case from the gender element. And therefore, for us, it is not limited. You can come to us as long as you have an issue that you feel like it is infringing your constitutional right.